Hello everyone, and welcome to NileTESOL LTSIG event, July event, and we're now live streaming on Facebook. My name is NileTESOL and I'm LTSIG coordinator, and I'd like to pass on the intro to my colleague Walid Mandoor.
Thank you, NileTESOL. This is Walid Mandoor with you, one of the LTSIG coordinators. Hello and welcome to another NileTESOL LTSIG online event. It is entitled Involving Learners Online, Part 2. We have conducted Part 1 in this series on June 26, and you can find the recording along with the resources on our YouTube channel, and we will post the links on Facebook page. Let me give a short introduction about the NileTESOL SIGs, the special interest groups at the beginning. Well, we have at the moment 7 different SIGs, and for several years we have been dedicated to support teachers of English voluntarily through giving on-site and online events all over Egypt. In addition, we share resources and tips on current practices in the ELT. At the moment, Dr. Ghada Abu Hassan is NileTESOL president, and Mr. Samir Umara is the SIG's chair. And as I just mentioned, we have 7 groups with different interests in teaching English, and there are 2 more groups to come, by the way. To start with our LTSIG group, which is Learning Technologies Special Interest Group, that has Ayat Tawil, Walid Mandoor, that's me, and Ghada Wasif. We have been dedicated to support teachers through using effective learning technologies. And at the moment, we all suffer from what's happening all over the world, and we are doing our best to give you the best tips and best practices in teaching online, and also using different methods like blended learning and so on. Another SIG, which is the Teaching English to Young Learners, and it is coordinated by May Isa. Also, we have a third SIG, English for Specific Purposes, that is the ESP SIG, coordinated by Dr. Marwa Garwani. And we have English for Inclusive Education, that is the EIE SIG, which is administered by Maha Husni. One more thing, we have the Teacher Education Special Interest Group, that is administered by Azza Abdullah and Mahmoud Salim. Okay, and 2 more SIGs to go here. We have the Testing and Assessment by Mustafa Yusuf and Mona Mersal as coordinators. And we have the Professional Writing Special Interest Group, that is the PW SIG, which is administered by Ahmed Samir and Ahmed Chalabi. Well, regarding today, we are going to have the second part of our series of Involving Learners Online. We have 2 sessions, and I'd like my colleague Ayat Tawil to introduce the event to you and also our presenters. The floor is all yours, Ayat.
Yeah, so I would like to thank the British Council for hosting this event, and again for giving us the opportunity to run this event online. And also we have one of our presenters from the British Council. So to go through what the British Council is doing now and the teacher training courses that they are offering as our host for the event. Is my screen clear? Yes, okay, great. Okay, good. So what the British Council is doing now, mainly in teacher training, is the online CELTA, which is run for the first time in Egypt. The first online CELTA was launched in Egypt on the 31st of May, with participants not only from Egypt, but also from UAE. And we had trainers from UK, Spain, and Egypt. The course is running over 5 weeks, and it's intensive. And we also have the 10-week part-time course. Okay. So for the British Council online CELTA courses, this is the link, and Ghada is going to be posting it in the chat now. The British Council is also offering a new product, a new teacher training course, which is called Make Your Own Course. So Make Your Own Course, what is it? It's a 3-week teacher training program that will give you language teachers a variety of online training sessions that you can pick up and choose from it. And that's why we call it Make Your Own Course, because you're going to pick up and choose the sessions that you want to make up your own course, which will be a certified British Council course. So we have different topics for these online training courses. They are covering teaching pre-primary students, teaching primary students, teaching teens, and teaching adults. Also teaching online, so the learning technology aspect of teaching, and teaching SEND students, okay? So how do you make your own course? You have 2 options. The first option is to make the course by choosing 7 topics, 7 different sessions from the different topics that you've seen. And the 7 sessions will make up a course. Of course, you can choose more than 7, but that's the minimum for a course. Or the other option, if you don't want to have a full course, or if you just want to try a few sessions, then you can go for option 2, which is attending or choosing a minimum of 2 sessions. So either individual sessions, and the minimum will be 2, or a course which is 7 sessions. The duration of each session is 1 hour and 30 minutes. How to join it? This is the QR code that takes you to the course. And this is the link. Ghada is going to share it in the chat as well. The coming course starts August 23rd, and the deadline for registration is within a couple of weeks. So you have 2 weeks to register for this course. You just go to this link, fill in your information, choose the sessions you want, and you will get all the information and you will be contacted. Okay, so that's it about the British Council, and that's a testimonial from one of the teachers who attended the course before when it was face-to-face. So the British Council is, has the plan to go on with these courses even after the summer, online or face-to-face as well. Okay, good. So let me stop sharing here. Good. So Walid, can you please share the screen so that we can introduce our first speaker from the British Council?
Okay.
Good. So our first session is on engaging activities for the online. So Maha is a Delta qualified teacher trainer and IELTS examiner, and she has worked as a teacher in different reputable educational institutions for more than 15 years, 9 of which were with the British Council. She's still at the British Council as a higher teacher trainer, and she's delivered many workshops at NileTESOL conference and lots of training sessions to different teachers. And I know that some of you can recognize Maha. You recognized her already from the announcement on our Facebook. Some of you might have attended her session, last session in NileTESOL. So thank you so much, Maha, for accepting the invitation, and the floor is yours.
Thanks, Ayad, for the lovely introduction. Can you please, Walid, yes, stop sharing so that I can start sharing mine? Yep, here we go. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay.
It's clear, yeah.
So let's get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the session. Thank you very much for being with us. I really wanted to get to know each and every one of you today, but unfortunately, we don't have time for that. So I'm going to start immediately. As you all know, we've been forced to teach online classes since March with the pandemic. Very few of us, if any, were trained to teach online classes. And since then, there was a strong need for training on different online platforms and websites and links and applications and all these amazing things. However, since March and up till this very moment, I've been approached by a number of people telling me that they are not confident to use all this technology. They don't really want to give links or go to websites and go here and there. They just panic. They're not comfortable. And they started to question their own abilities as teachers. Am I a good teacher or am I a bad one because I can't use technology? And I wanted to tell them that they are amazing teachers even if they can't use all this technology nowadays. And so my main concern was to make interesting, engaging activities that you can use online to make your classes better, to support your students and their needs, but still you don't have to use all the technology in the world. You don't have to give links, you don't have to go to other websites, you don't have to be kicked out of the meeting and come back and so on. And so this was the idea of the session. Some online activities that we can do with minimal technology that still can be engaging and interesting to our students. So before we start the activities, I would really appreciate it if you can take a screenshot of this table or even draw it if you have a notebook next to you. I just want you to take notes of what's the activity, how we do it, the steps, when can we use it in the class, what levels is this activity suitable for, and how can we adapt it. As you can see, today we're going to have 5 activities only, and this is what we're going to discuss with each and every activity. Let's start with the first activity then. Okay, so this is the aims of my mini session today. And as you know, it's always good to start with the session aims. However, our students never or almost never read those aims. And so I thought this can be a nice way of doing the session aims. So what I want you to do now is, can you arrange the red words into an aim and the green words in another aim and send it to me on the chat box? I have the chat box open now, so I'll be reading your lovely aims. All the red words will be one aim and all the green words will be one aim. So ways of adapting technology is an incomplete one. So can we make a full sentence? Yes, all the red words in one aim and all the green words in one aim. You're very close. Thanks, Asma, Hiba, Natasha, and Shaima, Tawfiq. But one full sentence. Radwa, almost there. Guys, can we please?
مش حلي مالكش دعوة هم موجودين في العيال.
Maha, can you unmute yourself? Just unmute yourself, and I muted all. Yes.
Okay, I'm already not on mute. Okay, I still see people giving me parts of the aims, not full ones. So in order not to waste more time on this, we still have some activities. Shaima, be introduced to a number of activities using minimal technology. Almost there, one missing word, the word engaging. Okay, using different ways. Okay, almost there. Thanks, Noha. Thanks, Amal. Okay, guys, so maybe we can move on. Let's see the aims of today's session. So in this session, we will be introduced to a number of engaging activities using minimal technology and discuss the possible ways of adapting these activities for different skills and learners. But before we move on from here, let's first see why is this activity important or good? Can anyone share thoughts? Unmute yourself and tell me some ideas.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
Amal, go ahead.
Yes, for this circumstance, COVID-19, we need to stay at home or any ill. Okay, thus we need to communicate with each other with e-learn or remote learning.
Yes, yes, thank you, Amal. Yes, sir, you've raised the hand. Would you like to say something?
Yeah, you mean the aims of the activity, right?
I'm talking about the nature of this activity. Why do we have to have the words of a sentence not put in orders, not just in a line, but using colors, putting it all over the screen?
In order to, that's to attract attention of the students.
Exactly, excellent.
And make them concentrate and be awake to every word I say. Then after that, I can use it as a warm-up.
Excellent.
In the first session, yeah.
Yes, so if we go back to this table, so we've got here making sentences from the colored words, and we just put the words of each sentence in a different color all over the screen, and we ask students to arrange them. Yes, sir, you said we can use this at the beginning of the class as a warmer, definitely, if it is the session aims. But let's talk about adaptation. Can this activity be used to do other things in the class apart from the aims? Anyone? Okay, yes, sir, again, raise your hand. You raised your hand. Yes,
okay.
Attention, sentence structure. Thank you very much.
Yeah, like they said, a sentence structure or an engaging activity to make sure that they understood the lesson that I gave. Exactly,
excellent. So this can be adapted to different levels and different maybe grammatical lesson to check the structure. And of course, the use of colors is very engaging and eye-catchy to different learners. Okay, before I move to the second activity, I want two volunteers to do it with me.
Me?
Okay, who said me?
Yes, Samah.
Okay, Samah, thank you very much for joining. Yes, sir, you would like also to participate, to volunteer for the next activity?
Yes, I'd like that.
Okay, so I have Samah and Yasser. Okay, imagine we are together now. Unfortunately, we're not. And I have this lovely bunch of chocolate with me. And I ask you to choose only two. So Samah, which two are you going to choose? And Yasser, which two are you going to choose?
Me, I will choose Snickers and Galaxy.
And Galaxy, okay.
Snickers.
Yes, Snickers and?
Galaxy.
Okay, thank you. Yes, what about you?
Mars and Bounty.
Okay, so it looks lovely, lots of chocolate, yummy, but this is actually an activity. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to unfortunately remove the chocolate. And each one of you now has 2 questions to answer. So, yes, why do people immigrate?
Why do people immigrate? In order to search for a better life and for new jobs and better careers and career enhancement.
Thank you. Yes. And Samah, what are the main advantages of immigration? Samah, are you still around?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
So can you please tell us the answer to your question, to the Snickers question? What are the main advantages of immigration? Samah, I really can't hear you.
Samah, are you there? Seems Samah wanted the chocolate, not the questions, Maha.
Yes. Me too, Ayat, to be honest, I wanted all the chocolate. Okay, so let's talk about this activity. What is this activity? Sometimes we have lots of questions, and instead of putting the students in breakout rooms and telling them, okay, now discuss all these questions together, they can be lead-in questions, they can be questions about a reading passage, they can be questions about a listening, and you want them to check answers together. Assign each one of them a role. And they would love the picture. It can be, as you see, the chocolate, it can be food, it can be favorite cartoon character, it can be favorite band singers, depending on, yes, yes, the reading comprehension questions and speaking discussion questions. Any type of questions, and you want to divide the questions among a group. Each one is responsible for 1 or 2 questions. Then you're going to do this activity. So if we go back to our... Hello?
Hello?
Yes, Bassam? Do you want to say something? Okay, so now in our second activity, we have, what do you want to call the activity? I generally call it allocating questions. Want to call it the chocolate activity, that's okay. We need to prepare a number of questions, 4, 5, 6, 8, whatever, and you hide the question. Yes, we can do it with the colors, we can do it with lots of things. It depends on the group of students you have. If you have teens, you can do it with their favorite bands. If you have young children, you can do it with Disney characters. You can do it with food if the topic is about junk food, so you can have McDonald's, Kentucky, blah, 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 all this sort of stuff, and so on and so forth. Thanks, Ghada, for the nice comment you wrote. And I believe, depending on the type of questions, if it's lead-in at the beginning of the class, or if it's about a reading or a listening activity, it can be in the middle of the lesson, it can be review questions, even grammatical questions when students have to find out the mistake, anything, but it is hidden and it's just by luck. It can be adapted to all levels, hopefully all types of students and different activities. Okay, let's move on to our third activity. No any chocolate anymore. It's the bingo. So, don't want to be talking all the time, and I hope I can elicit some ideas from you. Does anyone have a clue what is this about? Of course, Ghada, yes, yes, thank you. That's a new game, the bingo. And you know, if you've ever played bingo, not really a matching, not really a matching activity, but in a bingo, when young kids play bingo, they want to make a line, a horizontal, a vertical line, or a diagonal line. Each one of them, each one of the students have the same information, but the information is not placed in the same box. So this is the document that student A has. Student B has the same questions, but the questions are not put in the same box. So for student B, instead of this, I'm going to put number 1, and here number 6, and here number 5, and here number 16, and so on. And then students need to answer 4 correct questions to make a line. either horizontal, vertical, or diagonal, and the students who make 3 lines first will be the winner. This is the questions that you're going to find in a typical exercise in the book. Correct the sentence, multiple choice, whatever. But if we send the students this boring worksheet with 16 questions or 15 questions, they're going to feel, oh my God, another exercise. They are doing exactly the same activity, but in a game. How can we do this? We're going to create maybe 3 different worksheets, or 4 or 2, depending on the number of the students. Remember to keep the questions with their numbers, but you just shuffle them around. So question number 1 remains number 1, whether I put it in the first box or in the last box. And you send each student his worksheets in a Zoom chat. Hopefully they're all using a desktop, a computer or a laptop. If not, then you send it by email. I know it needs a little bit of preparation, but imagine students are answering the lovely, or let's say the boring, a controlled practice in a form of a fun, lovely game. Okay, of course, this can be adapted to millions of things. It can be adapted to have less questions. So maybe you have the grid 3 to 3, a total of 9 questions. Maybe you make it 5 to 5, 6 to 6, as you like. And this is a relative clause activity, making sentences using relative clause. You can change the questions to review any grammatical lesson or any vocab, any collocations in the form of a game. Students will be in different breakout rooms, and you'll be going around to monitor and wait and see who will be the winner. So, any questions about bingo before we move on? Checking just the chat. Okay, yes, sir. You want me to explain it again? Yes, sir. Have you played bingo before?
No, I didn't.
Okay. So in order to win in a game, in a bingo game, you need to make 4 lines. These lines can be horizontal, vertical, or diagonal. So for example, I want to make a line like this, line like this, line like this. How do I make a line? I make a line by answering this question correctly. So we are in groups now, Yasser, myself, and Basim, Ayat, or so on. And I say, okay, I'll answer question 1. If I answer it correctly, I'm going to mark it like this. Then you tell me, okay, Maha, I'm going to answer question 10. If you answer it correctly, you mark your question. You have your own paper. We're not marking in the same paper. I have my paper, you have your paper. If I answer question 5, you can't choose it. So you're going to mark 6. Oops, Maha used 5. So you will have to use 11, 15. But this does not give you a line, you don't win. So you need to choose certain questions to make a line. And if you make 3 lines or 2 lines, depending on the instructions, you win the activity. Yes, Ghada, every student can see each other's answer. We're going to share each other's answer. It's amazing to learn from one another, but each one will have the same questions, but not in the same order. So question 1 in my paper is in the first box. We're coming to notes and crosses in the next activity, a little bit different, because here we've got something already written, but we'll see the other one. But back to you, Ghada. Question 1 here in my worksheet is in the first box. In someone's else, it is instead of 6. In another sheet, it is here. So when I say 1 and I mark here, you're going to mark it in a different place in your note. Of course, you can use it, Yanivin, with KG students. Maybe you can have it with pictures, and someone will say cat, so we need to cross out the cat. Someone will say dog, so we cross the dog, and we will see in which paper, in which version, A or B or C, did we have the lines first, so who will be a winner. It needs people to be smart a bit of which question to choose, not only based on the answer I know, but also the one that would make me form a line quickly. I would advise to use it with all levels. Maybe I wouldn't use it with very, very young children, especially online, but with face-to-face classes, I can do it with anyone. But online classes, I'd rather use it starting grade 1 or 2. I know they all know the game. They always play it with numbers. Instead of having words, they have numbers from 1 to 25, and they see who make lines first. So if you have young children in your family, or you know lots of kids and you say bingo, they all know the game. Okay. Any questions about bingo before we move on? Okay. Let's move on. I'll skip the brainstorm now because someone suggested the XO or the tic-tac-toe. How can we play this in our online class? Yes, Mahi, bingo is very useful, but yes, as Reda said, it can be a bit difficult online. Maybe we need, if you've never played bingo before, you need to try and play it in the normal game before you do it as an activity in an English class. I believe if you know it as a game, it would be very, very easy for you to do it. Let's move to another simple game that hopefully everyone played, XO. Have you played XO before? Yes, I started to see the yeses. Sure, of course, Shaima, yes. Okay, right. What do we want to do in an XO game, the normal XO game? We need to make a line. Again, as you can see in the picture up there, I need to write something which either X or O, and I need to make a line of 3, either diagonal, horizontal, or vertical. طيب, how can I do this game بقى to review English? Let me try and play it with someone so that it would be easy for you. Okay, but let me ask first, do you have a laptop? Are you using a laptop? Anyone using a laptop? I have Ahmed Aidel, someone called Ahmed Aidel, you raised the hand. Are you using a laptop or a mobile? So I just need, okay, Radwa Hussein, you said you're using a laptop. You wrote laptop. Would you like to play with me?
I'm using the laptop.
Okay, so can we play this game together now? Do you know how to use annotation? Can you use annotation and text?
No.
Maybe we can ask someone who can annotate.
Okay, anyone who's using a laptop and can annotate, can you play the game with me?
Yes, it's me, Samir. I can.
Okay.
Yes, Samah is here.
Okay, Samah. Samah, choose one box to write the name of a wild animal.
One box.
In any of the grids you have in front of you, can you use text?
Yes.
Annotate
this
text and then write the name of a wild animal.
Write it or
So let me start. I'm going to be writing about
I'm
farm.
drawing now.
Okay.
Line. I wrote it.
I can't
I
see.
wrote line.
Where did you write
Erase
it?
We can't see it
Erase
here.
now.
I wanted to write in this table, the purple one. So
I wrote it. I'm writing
Me,
now.
I can. I can.
So for example, let me start. I'm going to write so see, this is the table, the grid I'm talking about. So I wrote rabbits here. I'm writing farm animals, you're writing wild animals. You wrote line, okay. Remember, you need to write 3 animals to make a line, but we take turns. You wrote rabbit. I'm going to write here. I'm going to
Maybe
write.
because I don't share my screen so you can see what I'm writing.
I saw you writing line.
Yes.
You wrote 2 lines.
No, I wrote only one.
Okay, so let's consider the one you wrote at the bottom right to be the correct one here.
No, I didn't. I didn't write on both these squares. I wrote the one at the top on the left.
Okay, we can take one and
Okay.
go on with the rest.
Okay, so I wrote rabbits, you wrote line, then I wrote cow. You need to stop me from making a line. So you need maybe to stop me by writing here another wild animal in the middle on the top. So can you?
Okay, okay. Is it clear now? I'm writing here line.
I can just see arrows, arrows, arrows making on the screen. I saw the TI now. That's why I said try to use text, not just with the cursor or with your fingers on the screen.
Yeah, I think tiger is coming. There,
Yes.
there's a TI. Okay.
I'm waiting for the tiger to come.
I think we can get the idea, yes.
Okay, yes. So in this case, you are reviewing some vocabulary. It can be through this XO game. It can be as simple as using the names of animals, if it's KGs or elementary or learners with minimal knowledge, or you can use it with collocations, you can use it with superlatives, comparatives, adverbs, and so on. And the only thing about this activity, as much as you can adapt it, is that you need to play it in pairs. So you're going to put each 2 students together in a room and they start to play the game. But let me ask you, do you think we can use this game at what time of the class? In the beginning, in the middle, in the end?
At the end, I think.
Yes, yes. If you use it in the end, you're reviewing the lesson.
Yeah.
Sherihan.
We can use it as the beginning of the session as a warm-up.
Excellent. It's also doable to have it at the beginning of the session. Okay. So these were the main activities I wanted to share, but one last thing I'll share with you will be, let me first clear all drawings and move on, is a reward system that you can use with your students. Yes, yes, yes. We can use it anywhere, middle, beginning. We're talking about the tic-tac-toe. Yes, yes, Radwa, it has to be played in pairs, not in groups. Excellent. Okay, let me tell you what is this that we have on the screen. Whenever you have an activity, any activity, and putting students in groups, and they are all in the session, not in different breakout rooms. You have the people around, and you want to give them points for whatever they make. So yes, sir, because you answered a lot of questions today with us, you have the right to choose a box and get its points. So give me a number, 1, 2, 3, 4, and give me a letter A, B, C, D. So tell me, for example, I want 1A to be my points.
Okay, I want number 4D.
4D. Okay, Samah. Okay, you got 25 points. Excellent. Anyone else to try? Yes, sir. Are you around?
Yes, 4C.
Okay, Basim chose 4C. Oh,
Third.
boom. What
Oh
is
my
this?
God.
Third C.
Okay, so this is the best part of it. In this grid, you have 16 boxes and you've got points from 1 to 1,000. And you've got a couple of bombs around. If you get the number, you can add up 25, 500, 1,000. But if you get the boom, it's 0. And I can tell you that this reward system or point thing we do after any sort of activity, students are mad about it. Young learners, teens, adults. I teach adults and I have people who are 40, 50 years old and they get really excited and oh my God, you made us lose the points and so on and so forth. Just a piece of advice, when you do this game or you do this point thingy, is do not put the bomb in the same place every time. If you're going to do it in different sessions, do not use the same grid again with the same students, because they remember very carefully and they start to make their calculations. Oh, there's a bomb in 2C, so definitely there's nothing in C again, and so on and so forth. So let me quickly take a look at the chat. Omaima, that's not a game. This is just a way of rewarding students. So if you want to say you 1 point, you 1 point, you 1 point, we do it in this thingy. So I answer your question. The answer was correct. So you tell me, okay, Maha, choose the box. I can choose a box that gives me 500 points, and I can choose a box that gives me a bomb, 0, and deletes all the points. So after any activity, any controlled practice, you can use this to count points for students. Yes, it's a point system, exactly. So this brings us to the end of my mini session. So before saying thank you, do you have any questions? Yes, Radwa, you raised the hand.
Yes, Miss Maha. Good evening. Good evening, Maha.
Good evening, my dear. Go ahead.
Yes, okay. I'm sorry, I can't understand the last game or the last activity. What's its name and what's its objective? You know that if I put any kind of activities in the lesson plan, it should have an objective. I don't understand what its title and what's.
Yes, this is not an activity to test English or to review something. This is something that you can do after an activity. So for example, you gave students, let's say, a list of questions. And one student answered the first question correctly. So you say, okay, Ahmed, excellent, thank you, 1 point. And then you 1 point, just like point system. So instead of saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and that's it, this is a way of rewarding students. It's a reward system to give them points in a fun way. So you answer the question and you chose a box, it gave you 20 points. You answered the question and it gave you 1,000 points. Just كده to keep students motivated and eager to answer questions correctly, and want to focus to see who's going to get more points.
Yes.
So that's basically it.
Good. Thank you so much, Maha. If you have any questions for Maha, you can write them in the chat. We're going to have like a panel discussion at the end. We can come back to your questions.
Okay, I'll be around for some time. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Maha. Thank you, everyone. And now we're coming to our second presenter, second session. So Maha, would you please stop sharing so that we can introduce our next session? For the second session is Natasha Agrawal. Natasha has been teaching English as a second language in New Jersey for over 15 years. And she has trained numerous teachers to work effectively with language learners. And she was selected to be by the State Department to be the English Language Fellow in Egypt for 2019, 2020. And I know that many of you know her well and that you're all excited to listen to her. So Natasha, are you here? Yes?
Okay, I am.
Great. Good.
I am. Thank you very much. First, I just want to thank NileTESOL and everybody in Egypt really for welcoming me back. And I'm so excited to be with all of you again. So let me start sharing my screen. Oh goodness, give me a minute. Okay. All right, here we are. And you can see my screen?
Yes. Yeah,
yes.
We can see it.
Yeah. Yes, we can.
Perfect. Okay. So I was English language fellow in Egypt until March. And then, as everybody knows, COVID came from nowhere and I had to come back to New Jersey. But now I am virtual English language fellow for Egypt. And I'm so glad to be working with all of you again. So once again, thank you. And let's jump right into Flipgrid. It's 3:52 here in New Jersey. How much time do I have? Ayat, could you just tell me?
We have 25 minutes.
25 minutes. Okay. All right. So we'll get through it. All right. So first, I just want to say thank you, Egypt. I had such an amazing time in Egypt. I loved everything I saw and everybody I met. And here's a picture by the pyramids, which I absolutely loved. I miss being in Egypt. Every night I think about how beautiful it was there. Okay. So I'm going to start with a quotation. Oops, sorry. And this came from one of the Egyptian teachers I'm working with. His name is Muhammad, and he said this was one of his favorite quotes. Do not confine your children to your own learning, for they were born in another time. So if we teach our children exactly the same way that we have been learning all these years, it's not going to work because our children are born in a different time. Some of our children are born with cell phones in their hands and they know exactly how to use technology, which we don't. And so we as grown-ups and as teachers have to really catch up with them and see how we can best reach them in our teaching. So Flipgrid is all about videos. So have you ever watched videos? So just keep using the chat box and tell me what you think. Oh, I should have the chat box open. Okay. So have you ever watched videos? Definitely, we all have many times. Movies, songs, so many things. Have you ever recorded a video? Yes, Radwa says watched and recorded. Sure, many. Now here's where we're getting into a little bit more technical details. Have you edited videos? Have you ever used an editing program to take those video clips, put them together? Sometimes. Some of you have. Okay, Ayat, you say yes. Mahi, sometimes. Movie Maker. Yeah, Movie Maker is a popular one. iMovie is a popular one. Some of you have And so have you ever uploaded your edited videos on some, maybe on a program, or just made a little home movie with your family in it, maybe a celebration? Okay, some of my 12-year-old can do it. Yes, you are so right. The little kids can do so many more things that we can't. So we really have to catch up with them. Okay, you've uploaded some things too. How many of you have used videos for teaching? Have you used videos for learning or teaching? Do you go back to any of the recordings, say on the NileTESOL website, and say, oh, I want to go see? You record lessons for your children, for your students. Okay. You've used them for learning, maybe learning something new. Okay. Yeah, for me, once I needed to use my sewing machine and something broke and I wasn't sure how to put the thread back. And I went to YouTube and I said, oh, how do I thread a sewing machine? Right. So we use videos now for everything. Okay. All right. So let's think, what else? What about your students? Now, Maha said she has adult students. I know you probably have everybody from kindergarten to elementary to upper elementary, middle school, high school, college students. Do they watch videos? Yes, most likely everybody does. Do they record videos? Have you seen teenagers with their cell phones? They're recording everything all the time. Yes. Are they editing and uploading their videos? Yes, TikTok, Sharihan, absolutely. They do all this all the time. So let's see how we as teachers are going to firstly learn to do this and give this as an assignment to our students, because this is something they can do much easier than we can. Okay. So I want to just tell you a little bit about Flipgrid, and then we'll jump right into the Flipgrid website and I'll show you what we can do, and you're going to tell me what you think you can do with it. So Flipgrid can be used for introductions. So everybody's recording a video and introducing themselves. It can be a newsletter, a discussion, an announcement. It can be collaboration, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about that, how I used it for collaboration. For brainstorming, for flipped classroom. I know that's a buzzword now, flipped classroom. So how do we do all that? Okay, so let me stop sharing this and go right into the Flipgrid website and walk you through the whole experience. So let me close this and open Flipgrid. Okay, you can see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
So I just put Flipgrid in the search and it came up, Flipgrid, Empower Every Voice. And that's the one you're going to go into. Okay, so this is what it looks like. This is the home page. And if you look up here on the right, it says remote learning, resources, educator log in, and educator sign up. So if you don't have an account yet, you're going to go to educator sign up, not right now, but in a few minutes. And I'm going to go to educator login because I already have an account. So this is the teacher view of it. Okay. So Flipgrid has something called a grid, and the grid is our virtual classroom. So you can invite your students to join your grid or your classroom and leave videos. As you have put an assignment there, they're going to reply with a video. So let me show you what that looks like first, and then you can give me your reactions to it. Okay. So I'm going to share one, and some of you are actually part of this. So I hope that's okay with you, Asma. So I'm going to show you one grid. which I made, and it's called My Quote About Education. Remember the quote I just said, that our students have to be taught in a much different way that we actually learned as young children? That came from this. So it has a topic, and let's see what's in this one. It has 9 responses. These are some of the teachers I'm working with. And it has Shema, Iman, Sama, and let me see, Esma, where are you? Ah, here you are. Since I took your permission, I'm going to share yours. So my question here was to share a quotation that you like about education. And I'm going to show you what it looks like.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you are safe and well under COVID-19. Here is Asma Mohammed. I'm from Egypt, and I'm English teacher at Agrawal Languages School. My favorite quote for today is, if you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. Jim Robbins said this quote. How can we adapt this quote today in education? Under COVID-19, things have been changed. Students and teachers don't know what they are going to face next year. So they have to be adaptable to the circumstances they face. So if you really want to do something, you will find a way to do it. If you want to teach your students, you will find a way to do it. Students, if they want to learn, they will find a way. If we are relaxed and happy at home, we will find an excuse for not being teachers or for not doing what we are supposed to do. So if you really want to do something, you will find a way. If you don't, you will find an excuse. Hope you are safe, and thank you.
Okay, so that was Asma, and she left a video for me to watch about a quotation. Now, this video is also available for the rest of the classmates to watch. And if I want, as a teacher, I can say, you have to watch at least 2 other videos and leave a reaction or a statement or something for the other person to watch. So here's something I did. I reacted to hers.
Hello, Asma. I really loved your quote because it is so true for all of us. I think if we really want to do something, we'll find any way to do it. You're absolutely right. And if we don't want to do it, we will find an excuse. But sometimes we have to do things that we don't want to do. And some of us do it, and some of us find excuses. So, coming to teaching, yes, there are a lot of things that have to be done that we don't like. All the paperwork, all the extra work, we may not enjoy it so much, but it has to be done. And of course, the part where we work with the children, that's always interesting and fun. And we find ways to enjoy it, even though sometimes it may be very hard and lots of children or crowded classrooms, but we do enjoy that part. So thank you for keeping us inspired and on track with your quotation.
Okay, so I just want some reactions so far. What do you think? I'm looking at the chat, and you can also unmute yourself. Sama, proud to be one of them.
Natasha,
yes.
I can say that I am one of your students, and it was my first time to use Flipgrid with you. And I'm very proud of you, and it's a very useful tool for students and teachers to use it. It's a great fun. I encourage all students and teachers all over the world to try it. You will find it very easy to use.
You're right. It's very easy, and I want to demonstrate that so nobody gets overwhelmed like, oh, this is video and this is online. And So it's very easy to use. So let me show you that. Meanwhile, think about your students and think about what kind of skills are they gaining if they are speaking on video. So think about how you could use this in your classroom. What kind of activities would you do with it? So I'm going to go back to my grids. So look up here, the menu is up here, my activity, my grids, mixtape, grid pals, but I'm going to go back to my grids. And I'm going to show you exactly how to make one. Okay, so I have to move some of these. I'm going to close the chat box. Okay. So as a teacher, I'm looking at this and I'm going to go to add new grid. So click on that. Now, what do I want to name it? Am I doing a book review? Am I doing a discussion? Am I teaching grammar? Maybe it's a grammar class. So I'm going to call it a grammar class. Okay. Now here you're going to see three options: school email, student ID, and educator learning community. Now, you know, I work in a school here and every student has their own ID, email ID, and it's our own school domain. So if I'm making it for my school, I can actually put the domain there. I can say only the children from my school can use it. So nobody else can see it. It's not open. It's not like Facebook. If the students don't have IDs, but they have some kind of a student number, and my school has that too, I can put it here. But if I want to share it with all of you, and we are not in the same school or the same college, and we don't have IDs that have the same domain, I'm just going to do this. So this is a public grid, and I can share it with the educators. So I could put it on Facebook on the LTSIG, and I did put one there. I don't know if you saw it. So I chose this one. And there is a code that's automatically generated. If you don't like this code, if you want to make it something easier for your students, you can take it away. And I can say grammar. Okay, they're saying grammar is not available. Grammar 1, 2, 3. Okay, grammar 1, 2. Can I do 1, 2, 3, 4? Not available. 1, 2, 4, 3. Okay. If I don't like that, maybe I'm doing it for my students in Egypt or someplace else. Maybe I can call it Nile River. Not available. Maybe I can call it Nahar El Nil. Nahar El Nil. Okay. That's going to be my code. Next. So the point is that you can make your own code, something that your students will find easy. Now, because this one is open to everybody, it's not from my classroom or from my school in general, in particular, it's open. They're saying add a password, but this time I won't, because I want you to be able to access it. What you do need is a Microsoft or a Google account. And I think most people have Google accounts now. Okay, so now I'm going to next, clicking next. The grid is ready, but I want to put a topic in it. So remember, it was a grammar class. So what kind of grammar do you teach? Can you tell me in the chat box, what might you be teaching in a grammar class? I'm taking this out because this is the general one. So tell me some topics that you teach in your grammar class. Do you teach verbs, adjectives, passive voice, active voice? What do you do? Past simple? Okay, so we'll make it past simple. Pet shop, we have a pet shop one ready already. Past simple. So this is practicing past simple. What is it that you want your students to do with past simple? Do you want them to narrate an incident that happened in past simple? I went to school and I met my friend. Should we do that? Okay, narrate or tell me, make it even easier. Tell me what happened yesterday in past simple. How's that? Is that okay? Here you can see the recording time. Do you want them to record only for 15 seconds, so which would be like short, 2 or 3 sentences? Do you want it longer, 30 seconds, 45 seconds? So think of your students, whether they're younger or older, and how long you want them to speak. So I'm just going to do this for 3 minutes because if you do want to speak less, that's okay. But if you want to speak more than 3 minutes, it's going to cut you off. Yeah, I'm going to share all this. This is all for you. Moderation is before the students put anything online or in the grid, it will come to you so that you make sure that nothing is, there are no like words that you shouldn't have. So moderation means to moderate the videos. So they submit it to you first and then it goes on Flipgrids for others to look at. This is just a visual. Do I want this visual that says hello? Not really, not for, do I want to delete this? Yes. So I deleted that hand that was waving. But if I want to put another resource, say I've already recorded a video on past simple and I just want to put it here. I can do that by uploading a video. I can choose a video from YouTube or Vimeo and upload it here. I can choose an emoji. So I teach young kids, they like emoji. Maybe I'll choose an emoji. But look at some of these other things. If you know how to use Kahoot or Wakelet or some of these other things, I don't know Nearpod, but I know Newsela or Newsela. If I want to attach a resource, an article or a video, a picture, I can do that now. So for our sakes, I'm just going to put an emoji for now. And it's about past simple. And I'm going to say, what should I put? Let's see. So I'm going to, so you're familiar with these emojis, which are all, you know, faces and smileys, animals and birds. You know, these are like people, different color skin. You've seen these. This is like accessories. And I'll show you this later when I take a selfie. These are words. Maybe you have something to say. Maybe you want to say it's a tennis class, a library. I'm going to say student voice. Because for me, that's really important that the students choose what they want to say. So I just picked that and it came up here, student voice. Topic tip. What tip can I give my students that they are narrating an incident in past simple? Let's see. How would you explain to your students that they have to say something in past simple? So I'm going to say, think about one thing that you did yesterday. Because it's about past simple. So I'm saying one thing. Don't tell me the whole thing that I woke up, I did this, just one thing. Say it in 3 sentences. So I'm use 3 sentences. I'm going to say use 3 sentences. Use 3 sentences. Because I don't want them to go on and on and on. Okay. All right. So the reason I couldn't say it in 3 sentences is because here the number of characters is only 64 and I cannot give them a very long tip. Okay. All right. So now let's go up. Let me see what else I have to do. Again, if there's anything from YouTube, Dropbox, or if you made a Google Doc together and you want to put it here, you can. So that's other things to help your students. Topic status just means, is it active, frozen, or hidden? So I'm going to keep it active because we want to use this one. And video features. What are your students going to do? Can they take selfies and videos? Can they take selfies only, videos only, or none? So I'm going to keep it on selfies and videos because I know my students love the selfies. The students can add a title. We can see how many times a video has been viewed, and they can have sticky notes while they're recording. If the students want a sticky note to remember what they are going to say, they can put the sticky note on the camera. So you can either turn it off or on. So I'm going to keep it all on. On the other side, the students can do some video editing. So if they record twice, if you don't say it correctly one time and they record the second time and they want to put those clips together, they can do that. That's why I asked you about editing, if you've done that. They can attach a link. They can like other students' videos, and they can reply. Like you saw me replying to Asma's video. So that was a reply. Okay, now, as teachers, we always want to be able to give them feedback. So there's either a basic feedback to talk about ideas and performance. So did the student get the idea, the concept of what you want them to speak about? And how did they speak? Did they speak loudly, softly? Could you understand? Was it clear? So that's about performance. However, if you want to have your own custom feedback, you can create your own rubric. And to create a rubric, you click on the pencil. Oh, okay. Click on the pencil. And sorry, I have so many windows open. I'm trying to move them. Oh, jeez. Sorry. Why did this happen? Okay, did we lose everything we just did? We did. Okay, we're going to do custom feedback. This is where we were. And what was this one about? It was about fast, simple. And what is it that you want your students to do? Speak in past simple. How many sentences? Maybe 3 sentences. And what else? Maybe you just want this. So 3 sentences and speak clearly. So you've got these 3 criteria. Maybe your score is 1 per sentence. So speaking in past simple, maybe you give 1 point for that, 3 points for giving 3 sentences, and for speaking clearly, 1 more point. So your maximum score can be 5. And we're just going to update that. I think we lost some of the things we put up here. So, okay, so let me show you some other things. So I'm going to go back to my grids. And here's the grammar class that we just created. And the flip code is Nahar al-Nil. And it's ready to go. So if I share it, if I want to share it somewhere, either in Google Classroom or Edmodo, whatever you're using, or Facebook, like I shared earlier, there was one on Facebook. I just take this, I copy it, and I put it on Google Classroom, Edmodo, or anything else that your students are using. Okay, so I'm going to close this because we're not really sharing this one anywhere. But this one, the one that says NileTESOL, I shared this one already. And then now I'm going to show you what you're going to do. So I'm going to click on NileTESOL. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to explain it to you. And then you're going to put your video on. So this is about introductions and opinions. So I'm just going to view it. So here's how your students would see it. Okay, view. This is what the teacher has put on it. Introduce yourself, your name, where you teach, and where you are right now. So there's 3 things you have to say. Your name, where you teach, where you are right now. So if I was to do this, I would say, I'm Natasha, I teach in New Jersey, and I am in New Jersey right now. So that's one part of it. What do you like about online education? Why? What I really like about online education is that it lets me connect with educators and students all around the world. One sentence, that's it. What do you dislike about online education and why? I don't like online education because I cannot see my students and it's hard to just talk to a screen and not get the reaction that I need. However, if your students have a hard time reading this, look at what this is. You click this button, press play.
Introduce yourself, your name, where you teach, where are you right now? What do you like about online education? Why? What do you dislike about online education? Why?
So it read the entire prompt to them. So if you have students who are not quite sure what you're asking, they can use the voice function. Okay. So I was very excited that one person actually replied. Let me show you what I said first and how I got this effect, because I know some people don't like being on video. Okay. So this is my reply, my post first.
Hello, NileTESOL, and thank you so much for inviting me to speak at this mini conference. My name is Natasha Agrawal, and I am an ESL teacher in New Jersey. I am also your English language fellow. I was in Egypt for 6 months, and now I am your virtual English language fellow. So I'm back in New Jersey, and I teach in Trenton Public Schools. I also train educators at the College of New Jersey. So what do I like about online education is that I can connect with educators and students all around the world. And since I've been back, I have been in touch with you in Egypt, and I've been in touch with people in Philippines, in India, and also fellows who are in different countries in Turkey and in Saudi Arabia. So it's been really interesting to be connected so nicely. And what I dislike about online education is that it's a little hard to get to read the classroom, to get to know the students, and just to get a feel for the students. So sometimes I don't like it so much, and I don't like looking at the screen so much either. I would much rather be there in person. So what about you? What do you like or not like about online education? And where are you right now? Add to the grid and let's have some fun together.
So I want to show you that there was one reply.
Hi there. It was really nice to hear you. I don't know you, but I think it's a great idea to have this live event, and using Flipgrid is amazing. I've been using online education, distance learning, whatever they call it now, for the past, well, actually almost 30 years. And it's kind of strange that now everybody's using it because they have no choice. But when I had a choice, I loved it. Now that I have no choice and I have to use it and I can't meet my students face to face, I'm not sure that I like it. Having choices is absolutely great. And that's what's nice about face to face and online. When you have a choice, when you have no choice, and the only way to communicate with your students is online, I agree with you. It's really, really difficult. Looking forward to this event and learning more about the other participants. Thank you.
Okay. So let me close.
Hi there, my name is Nellie Deutsch. And
let me close that because I want you to see. So, okay, so if you want to record a video right now, which I would love to see if you can, you just have to press on this button. See the big green button with the plus sign? Press on that. I'm going to show you that right now. So it gives you this login with Google because I have a Google account. And it's my ELF, my fellow account. And it gets me straight right here into the camera. So if I want to record, I press the camera button. Gives me 1, 2, 3. Hello, NileTESOL. Hello, everybody in Egypt. This is just a demo, and I hope that you will go to Facebook, find the link, and send me a reply right now. I'm hoping to see your reply right now. Okay, if you want to know what these are, this is a sticky note. If you want to write something that you want to remember in the video, and this actually brings up the prompt. So it was like, what did I have to talk about? Oh, my name, where I teach, and what I like and what I don't like. Oh, it's right here. So that's right there too. Okay, I'm going to stop the video now. Go back here. If I like it, I think it's okay. If I don't like it, I can go to the trash can and stop it and record again. If not, I can go to next. 2, 3. Hello, NileTESOL. Hello, everybody. I can watch it and decide whether I like it or not. Then I go again to next. I get a selfie. And if I want to add something to the selfie, I can either add a sticker. So if you want to do like, say I want to put some glasses on me, or I want to put this cat eyes, which you saw that earlier, maybe I'll choose bunny ears. I'll choose bunny ears, put some bunny ears on. I will need to get this. Don't want this anymore. So I'm going to, okay, put it on the side. Oh, this thing has gotten stuck. So there we go. Put that back in there, close my sticky note, take my bunny ears, and maybe I want to put them on my head somehow. My head is too big. Okay, maybe I want my bunny ears right here. I could do some other things. I can also change the color. So I can go to yellow, blue. Maybe I like the blue more. Okay, I'll stick with this. Or if I do not want my face there, I can pixelate it. And some of your students might want to do this, pixelate the face, or write something. Maybe I want to say Egypt. Yay. And next. So it says, don't close the window. Should we submit your video? Yes. And my video is available. So look for my bunny ears. Here they are. Okay, you get the idea. All right, I'm just going to look at the chat box. Give me some reaction because it's so hard and online. You're going to post it in the chat. That's perfect. Perfect. Okay. And let's see. All right, so it's posted in the chat. Go to it, go to the green button, record a video, and we'll see it right here. Just your name, where you teach, where you are. What do you like about online and what do you not like about online? Very simple, 5 sentences. You're done. Choose how you want to look in your selfie. Give it a try. Because if you don't try it, you will not use it. So let's try it now. So I'll keep this on, and as you submit your videos, they're going to keep coming up. But you just need to have a Google account or a Microsoft account. That's all. So is everybody trying it? I hope so.
Well, I guess, Natasha, that everyone is trying that out.
Okay,
And
wonderful.
quite interesting tool, by the way, and simple,
Yes.
personalized, yeah, and engaging. Most,
Yes, and
yeah,
I've used it for all
very
ages.
engaging
Yes.
to all students,
Yes.
no matter how old you are, and I'm sure that everyone will love it.
Yeah, the kids love it when they're younger, and I've had my college students use it, to discuss topics. I've had my young students who are learning to speak English. It's beautiful for them because you give them the rubric that you have to speak 5 sentences, and they can see it and they do it. And it's
Yeah,
exciting.
and the good thing is that they can use it on their mobile phones, on Android and on iOS. So they can install the application and immediately they record using their phone cameras. Because not many people in Egypt have access to laptops and computers. So they prefer using smartphones. So even if you have a smartphone, Android or iOS, still you can use the Flipgrid and it's totally free, right?
Yes, it is totally free.
Yeah.
We have because we're posting this on Facebook Live, so we have some people following up there, and we have a Flipgrid ambassador, our dear colleague Mbarak from Morocco, who is following the session there, and he's sending you his greetings.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so
amazing.
That's really nice. Yes.
Yes, whoever is listening from Morocco, I was in Morocco too with a Fulbright. I love Morocco. I love Agadir, Casablanca, Tangier. Morocco is so beautiful. But Agadir.
Mbarak is following us there. Yes.
Hi, Mubarak. We'd love to hear your voice, by the way. Hello?
He's following
Is he in
on
our
Facebook.
Zoom, by the way? On Facebook.
On
Okay.
yeah.
It was just a viewer. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
He's right where you are in Morocco too, because it's such a beautiful country.
Yeah, great. Anyway, we have the Flipgrid shared link, by the way, on our Facebook page, and we're going to share lots of, or let's say, the videos that we receive, and I'm sure that they will be quite impactful.
Yes, and share how you're using it with your students. If you want to use it, give it a try. The kids are going to love the videos, even if we are a little shy sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't want to go over your time because I know it's late for you.
Yeah, we will have like 15 minutes for panel discussion. So if anyone has a question, by the way, and I would like to thank you, Natasha, for the wonderful event and the wonderful input that you give. And also Maha, Zakaryia. And we have different technology, or let's say different tools that we can use. We don't have to use complicated tools, but we better use what's really, let's say, easy, accessible to our students, and engaging, first of all. Yeah, exactly. So let's start our panel discussion, Ayat.
Sure.
Yeah.
So if anyone has a question, he or she can write in the chat box, or can raise his hand.
Yes,
raise the hand. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, we are recording the video and we are going to upload it on Facebook and on our YouTube channel.
It's already live streamed now on Facebook, so we're going to share it on our YouTube channel and send you the link, right, Walid? Yes.
Yep, exactly. Along with the resources, the links from Maha, Zakaryia, and Natasha Agrawal.
Oh, we've had some people there. So Ghada and Basim already posted their videos there. Thank you so much. That's interesting.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes, that's lovely.
Share screen again and see if it if I can see them.
Yep.
Yeah, here we go. Perfect. Basim, thank you. And Yeda, thank you so much. Yeah.
Would you like to play one clip?
Should we play this one? Yeah.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Basim Mohsen from Bursaid Integrated School. What I like about online sessions that you can, whatever conditions we have, we can reach each other. But the only dislike for this subject is we're missing the interaction, the actual meeting to each other. Okay, thanks.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you so much, Bassem.
Perfect. Let's listen to the second one.
Natasha, it's very nice to have you today in our session, and actually I benefited a lot from it. I liked it so much, and you have new tools. Thank you very much. I liked it.
Yeah, sorry, I
Thank
didn't
you,
realize I
Ghada.
was talking over other people. I'm so sorry about that. Okay, but
That's
I'm
our
gonna,
Ghada Wasif.
Yeah.
Yep.
thank you so much. So I'm going to stop sharing because you have access to this, and amazing, lovely.
Okay.
Good. So yeah, today's event is the second part of engaging learners online. These were a series of events. We had part 1 and part 2. This is part 2 because we know that this topic is one of the topics that all teachers are like interested in, and they want to know how to engage the learners in online classes, as it's like a new context for all of us. That's why we had 2 events for it in June and July. So before we wrap up and before we move to another theme for August, if there are any questions that you still have about how to engage learners online, if you have any comments or feedback or even ideas to share with us and with your colleagues here, so please feel free to write them in the chat or raise hand and share it with us. Unmute your mic and share. So I can see some, yeah.
Are there some hands? Actually, I can't see them now.
Ala is talking to us from the Gulf. Where are you, Ala? In the Gulf? And he's saying that we need to put, yes, learners as a priority. Yes, this is what I always like tell our teachers, that you need to know what's the aim of this tool. Why are you going to use it? Okay. And don't spend too much time preparing for an activity that would take in a classroom like a minute. So don't spend like an hour preparing for an activity that would take 1 minute in class, because that's not good use of your time. So again, think about the pedagogy more than the technology. And if it's time effective, and if it's like not wasting your time, not wasting your effort, and it's really useful before you decide to do it. So it's not the fancy use of technology, it's why you're using it. Yes, good.
And what matters more is how we use these tools in time. So it's not by how many tools we use, it's how efficient we use them.
Right, yes. Yeah, Hala is talking to us from Oman. Lovely. Good.
So can I ask, like, how the teachers here think that this could be used in their context? Like, if you have young learners or older learners, what would you use this for? How do you see this useful to you?
Any ideas? How would you use Flipgrid in your classroom?
Chemistry teacher. Yeah, you can definitely use it for chemistry.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and you can also attach any documents, a website, a YouTube video along with your assignment. Speaking, absolutely. Speaking and listening too, because then the other student has to listen to the previous student to give a reply.
Yes. Okay, yeah, I've been using it as in speaking, and especially even with starting from elementary students, but I was using a different tool, VoiceThread.
Yes, I do VoiceThread,
more of an audio. It's a very old tool. They stopped for some time, and then it's working now better than before. So it's a good tool as well, like just audio recordings if the students feel that they don't want to record the video. But I think in Flipgrid as well, they can record the video without having the camera on.
You can put like an emoji on your face or
yes, right, yeah. So it works this way as well. Yeah.
When people feel shy to share their videos and photos. Do you think that is true? Like for the younger people, do the younger generation share their videos like TikTok and stuff, or not much?
If you'd like to unmute your mic and tell us about it, Ahmed, I think, yes, because I think younger generations are more open to share their videos, and especially if you can ensure security and it's not something to be shared outside the classroom or something like this, then you ensure safety and security in these tools. Exactly.
Yes, the younger generation's a little more open about being on video, speaking. How can I use it as a math teacher? Interesting. Any ideas for math? How do you use speaking and listening in a math class? I don't teach math, but I want to hear from everybody else.
Yeah, Basim is sharing something about chemistry. Use it to show the experiment. That's lovely.
Yes.
Yes, so you can do the experiment yourself as a model, as a teacher, and then if it's something that the kids can do at home, a simple experiment or something, they can do it in front of the camera, or they can show you the end result of an experiment or something they did.
Yes, you can also upload a video, so you don't have to be in front of your laptop or your mobile. You can shoot a video and put it up, just upload it.
Even with the researchers, I think it's interesting to have a video instead of reading from a professor. So changing that, especially these days, and we are relying heavily on e-learning. We don't meet people face to face. At least using a video would at least make it like more interactive, more engaging, and interesting as well. So instead of reading, writing, typing, so shooting a video would be more interesting. So with my professor, I would definitely go and use Flipgrid. So I'm not quite sure if people here has tried it before, but why not? Well, why don't we do it? Yeah.
Heba's saying that they can do, I think that's for math teachers, that they can be discussing their understanding of different problems, story problems.
Right.
Yes, and maybe using tools even for younger kids. I'm imagining like younger kids using maybe Cuisinart rods or something like this to do some math, and how they would count something, how they would multiply. So maybe, or drawing a graph and then showing it in front of the video and explaining what does it mean, or so I think there are lots of ideas. So if you just give it a bit of thought, you'll find lots of stuff to do.
Yeah, and also look on YouTube, like look for Flipgrid ideas, or you'll find so many people have posted things, and also more tutorials. If you didn't understand or you weren't able to follow me today, there are many more tutorials on Flipgrid that you can just go and maybe pause it and see what they're doing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Any other questions, or even questions about how to engage learners in general, not just on our 2 sessions today, like in general, if you have any questions about how to engage learners, if you have any ideas you want to share?
Songs. I like that somebody said songs and activities, showing experiments. Online quizzes. Yes, you can also attach like a Kahoot quiz to it, and maybe they have to reply orally. There's many things you can do.
Interesting. Okay. So let's thank our great presenters and all our attendants, Ms. Natasha Agrawal, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correct, by the way,
You
Natasha.
are. You are.
Okay, and Maha Zakaryia for the wonderful event today. And I guess it's morning in New Jersey at the moment. Is it morning?
It's going to be. It's evening actually. It's 4:43 p.m. Yes.
Okay.
Time for tea.
Okay. So anyway, thanks again. And by the way, there is some good news. Ayat is going to mention it right now. Ayat?
The previous events, many people said that they wanted more time to try different tools, and that the sessions are a little bit like short, for they need more time to try the tools themselves and experiment with them. So yeah, something like what Natasha did today, but we're going to be doing them in workshops. So we're going to do a workshop every month, and we'll see if you are interested and would like more. So this will be like hands-on practice on different tools. The first one will be after Eid. We're going to announce it in August. So it will be a longer session where you're going to experiment in a tool and use it and do something during the session yourself. So stay tuned for this, okay?